cruise for you. Yes, I do. I'm like your angel of love, girl. I've come to see you through. So when you cry, let me wipe your tears. When you're scared, I wanna be there to calm your fears. When you're in need, baby, ring my phone. I'll run right over and we'll make love all night long.
All right.
Hey, I just got a text from Sean. Something about he needs character witnesses. Not sure what that is, but yeah, can't help you right now, Sean. We're doing a show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again. This is episode 2 of season 3, Live from the Cave, where we have a special guest, Randy Stress, of course, Mel Roberson, and Glenn Murray. And Sean, I guess, has been put on punishment. So,
well, I heard there was some phone calls about his behavior last week, and anybody who saw me out in the street on the south side making calls, mind your business.
So
anyway, there was some anonymous complaints about him, and he's been suspended indefinitely.
Well, this is a burnt offering to the Lord for Glenn's transgressions.
My transgressions. Boy, don't be burning all devil worship over here, burning offerings. You keep your Satanism to yourself, okay, Mel? Don't be sharing it with us.
Well, I am super excited to be sitting in Sean Mason's chair tonight as we bring you live from the cave. We had a phenomenal time. For those of you that saw us at the House of Blues, I want to say that was a great show. Yes, Mel Roberson.
Did we make sure that Rob wasn't drinking tonight?
I can neither confirm nor deny for sure whether he is or not.
If he's hosting, okay, water. All right, awesome. Let's have a great show, guys.
So we are doing water because this is a hot seat. But
are you nervous, Rob?
Well, just a tad bit, but that's okay. But why don't we get into it tonight? Let's talk about some of the things that are happening in the sports world. I think some of you, Glenn, were you at a Cubs game?
Yeah, last night and a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, Randy, are you a big sports fan?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan.
Okay. So are you ready for the season now, right?
I'm ready for us to finally get past like 5 wins.
How about you, Mel?
College football is my primary.
Okay.
But I do enjoy the other things.
Yeah, I think the Bears will have a better chance of moving to Arlington Heights than they will of winning more than like 8 games. But
do you actually think that Arlington Heights deal is going to happen?
So Glenn is right under me on my screen. I wonder if I do this.
Oh God, he's doing hallucinatory drugs again. He thinks he can stab me on the screen.
So why don't we
drug tested people, producers? Really?
Are we drug testing people now? That's probably important. I don't know, but
I think we should drug test Sean before he comes back on the show.
Because a lot of things have been happening in the news, and I think that we want to give some discussion around some of the things that are happening in the news recently. This is Suicide Awareness Month, and it's really important that we show love, to those that we love, and reach out and call and talk to people that we may not have talked to, just to check them out and see how you're doing. So with that in mind, Randy, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I want to let everyone know, it was pointed out to me that I look high. I'm jet lagged. I did a long flight from LA to DC. So eyes lowered right now is just tired.
Okay, I was wondering what that was, but I wasn't gonna say anything about it.
Bro, I was wondering what that was.
Oh yeah, and I forgot. Connie Kitchen, the Bears don't suck.
Connie
yeah.
said that full throated too.
Yeah, man. I mean,
she's
you
usually quiet. I almost heard that through the TV.
I know. I felt the bass behind it.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. So, obviously there's been a lot of sad things happening in the news, which is why we're talking about suicide. You all saw that the CFO, I want to say of God, I can't remember the company that killed himself.
Bed Bath and Beyond, right?
Bed Bath and Beyond. That's exactly it. Obviously there's more to that story, but either way, it's still a sad thing that someone would feel a certain way to take their life. And so, we have, the journalist Bernard Shaw that passed away a few days ago. And so we want to, great journalist, obviously we've all come up watching him. But another person that we want to talk about as well is David Arnold. And I think we have a clip that production team wants to share with us about that. So can we have that?
And I got girls. It's just me, my wife, all girls. When you got all girls, you're supposed to be the hero. That's what they, supposed to take care of shit. The alarm went off one night, 3 o'clock in the morning. My wife was like, "Go, something is going on." I said, "Okay." "Ain't you gonna go see?" "I'm not going down there." "Well, the alarm." I said, "I hear the alarm. The alarm is for the police. It's not a husband alarm. It's an alarm for niggas with badges and guns. We'll go see about the girls. They're fine. Don't worry about nothing. Just, what do you want me to do? I'm a comedian. I'm not no hero. Don't put me in a position to be no hero, Julie, because I'm gonna let you down. I promise you."
Yeah, that's tragic, obviously. Mel, I know that you're in the acting field as well as you, Randy. You have any thoughts that you want to share regarding that?
It's gone too soon, man. 54 years old, Glenn isn't far from there. So really understanding that, 54, man. And he had an amazing story. Like, he was an addict at one point in time. I was watching a clip with him where he was talking to Ed Milet, I think it was. And he was talking about how he went to California. He had 2 garbage bags full of clothes and used to walk 5 miles to an open mic. And some nights it wasn't even an open mic and he had to walk back, and just what he overcame. He was one of few black showrunners in LA as well. So, yeah, gone too soon.
Yeah. Randy, you have any thoughts about that too?
I just really started watching his comedy, and I was kind of impressed by his story. This stunned me because flying in, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't learn about it until I got here. And it was just like, I just finished watching his comedy special and was laughing my behind off. And what? I was like a trumper for a second, not being funny, but I thought it was fake news. Like, for real.
Yeah. And I heard some people talking about it today that, especially on IG, about giving and not announcing it. You just mentioned it, Randy, not announcing it before the family had an opportunity to announce it and grieve, as a result of that. And they kind of likened it to just we don't need to share those types of things so soon. And people were doing that mainly because they wanted to
be first.
They wanted to be first, and wanted to.
It's a wrap for that, though, bro. I mean, realistically, the society we live in, if anybody knows, it's getting reported, whether it's real or not.
Yeah,
it's getting reported. As soon as somebody, it's so crazy. I was just thinking about this today, as far as the level of connectedness that people feel that they have to have because of cell phones and social media.
Yeah,
it used to be a point in time where if I wasn't at home to receive a phone call, I just didn't talk to you. Now people have so much access to you because your phone is with you everywhere you go. So much so that if you don't answer your phone, people are like, "Where you at? What you doing?"
I know people will post on your page, "Hey, I tried to call you." Well, obviously I didn't want to talk to you if I didn't answer.
did your number change?
Yeah.
Call me.
Call me.
The whole social media thing is just crazy how, as soon as people know, they got to put it out. But like, all right, so I cook, right?
Really?
I'm usually cooking on the show, eating something. I got pictures and stuff on my profile. Before social media, I wasn't taking pictures of my food and sending them to people saying, look at what I cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you did a cookbook or something like that. Like I wasn't sharing, like in 1992, it wasn't like, oh, check out this fried chicken I made. You know what I'm saying? So the level of everything having to be so public now, we're beyond pulling that back. There is no reeling that in. Yeah. So I mean, when I'm mega famous, if I check out and it happens to be at the hospital and the nurse knows who I am, she probably gonna post it before the rest of my family even know.
But I mean, I think your cooking is good because they need to know the activities they have at the senior home where you live. And if cooking is one of them, I think that's really important that the people know that, Mel. So I applaud you. Slow clap too for you and your cooking skills.
So what did you think of Paula Patton's cooking skills? Remember she did a
what did she cook, chicken or something?
Yeah.
Who cares whether Paula Patton can cook? Let's start with that.
Right.
First of all, show of hands for the men out there who really care whether Paula Patton can cook. Yeah, every man sitting on his hands right now. That's what I thought. We don't care. Paula Patton can order. If Paula Patton has Grubhub on her app, I think men will still be okay with her.
Yeah.
It's only the women probably that had a problem with it.
Well, I do cook. I don't cook like Mel, but I want to, I made some tacos the other day, and I really wanted to post those tacos, the pictures of tacos, because I thought the tacos looked good. I mean, they weren't like, something that Mel would make, but, I thought they looked good. And then I thought about
it. Professionally trained because they have a chef that comes into the rest home and teaches them how to cook. So you can't compete with Mel's cooking because he got a chef there with him. So it's different. He's paying you back for that damn video. I haven't forgotten you.
It's totally fine, Glenn.
So yeah, that is
toenail clippings with hot sauce.
A hobo.
Wow.
No, the hobo thing was what got me because he's been doing the toenail clippers thing. But the hobo with the draws tied to the stick, that is what did it for me. That set me off.
And I forgot to do. See, I've only been in this chair a few minutes, and I forgot to do what Sean normally does. And he asked us, those out there, if you would share the show. It certainly helps with our algorithms. So if you would share the show and not just copy the link, that would we would be so grateful for that. Let's talk about some of the things that are happening. I think this is a national thing that's happening, is gun control. Do you think that we are headed in the right direction with gun control?
What'd you say?
I knew that he was I was expecting.
What was that?
Can we? Do you think that we can do more? Because guns they're just. I don't know about LA, Randy, what's happening there, but here in Chicago, it's rage. It's road rage. The things that are happening with gun violence, and it kind of scares people from wanting to come to our city.
Oh, you tell somebody you're from Chicago, they automatically think you live somewhere where they're shooting up the block.
Yeah. They don't realize it's a small area. Yeah. I get that in LA all the time.
And it used to be, when somebody would see your car was from Chicago because they'd see your city sticker, the thing would be, oh, wow, you guys pay $100 for that sticker? And it's one of those things. But now everybody's strapping up and worried about car violence or carjacking and things like that. And it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I'm an advocate for guns. I'm sorry, but the criminals have plenty of them. You need to be able to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I'm not a fan of laws that prevent you from defending your property. I think Texas, as much as I don't like Texas, they have a good concept of being able to protect your property. If someone runs in your house with a gun, you can defend yourself. You don't have to worry about going to jail because you didn't retreat, or all the other things they do to make criminals safe. Someone jumps in your car while you're in it and you shoot them. Hey, they shouldn't have jumped in your car trying to steal it. Where in Illinois, you got to worry about you got to worry about getting shot by the person, but then you got to worry about going to jail because the state is going to go, well, you didn't really have the right to shoot them. You probably could have ran. And you're like,
yeah, were you really in danger and all this stuff? And I didn't have time to contemplate a carjacker jumping in my car in a split second to figure out, are you really here to harm me?
We're held to a higher standard than police officers who are trained for the job. And that's the part that's scary out in the civilian world. I really think that if they loosen those laws up, because let's be honest, and it's going to sound heartless, but the first couple of those knuckleheads, they get dropped. The rest of them going to go, oh, these people shooting back.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to chill out. And I mean, it's a reality. That's what we need a little bit more of.
But if you do own a gun, you do need to get liability insurance in case you have to kill somebody.
Yep.
So that you are protected.
Yep. That's a good point. Mel, you want to share something about that whole protection thing?
Yeah, I mean, the company I've worked with for years, Legal Shield, we have a gun owner supplement that we offer to help protect people. And I believe in being overinsured, so I have that, and I also have USCCA. I have both of them. It just makes sense. But here's the thing, right? If we look at the evolution of America, the right to bear arms was initially given because we were a colonial country under British rule. And once we got from that, it was like, okay, if this shit ever goes down again, if anybody ever decides, we need to be able to protect ourselves. And it was just old white men with muskets. You know what I mean? Women weren't carrying. Most of them didn't know how to shoot a gun. The slaves, once we got our hands on them, we saw what Nat Turner did, right? And that was mostly with a machete, but they had some guns too, right? So when the law was written, it was for us to protect our property. As time progressed and technology advanced, and militias were formed, and there were all of these different battles. Because first it's like, okay, now it's us against Britain, but then it's okay, now it's North against South, and now it's neighbor versus neighbor, or any of these things, right? So as somebody else mentioned, the criminals have plenty of them. I'm not one of these guys that I think I need to be out here patrolling the streets and all of that other stuff. If I'm in Walmart and somebody comes in Walmart, and I happen to be carrying whatever, I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm trying to look for the safest escape to get out of there and do whatever I need to do to stay alive. By the same token, though, if my back is against the wall and I don't have any other choice, and it's just one of those things, man, and it comes to protecting me and my family, I'm a fan of it. And I'm a fan of the sport too. I mean, I've posted videos of me in the Utah mountains of Utah, ski shooting. I'm a fan of the sport. I think when done responsibly, it's not a bad thing to be a gun owner. But the challenge is there's a large percentage of people that don't do it legally and don't do it responsibly. And because of that, you waiting on the police to get there to de-escalate a situation, which a lot of times doesn't happen when police show up, or for them to save you, to serve and protect is I don't have that type of time. I can't wait, 45 minutes to 2 hours for a squad car to get there to handle something when my life is in jeopardy. Because by the time they get there, it's going to be the coroner and the ambulance that needs to be there, not the police.
Yeah. And we can't, and I don't know if you guys feel safe as it relates to the police, showing up. I know, Randy, you talked about, what's happening in LA, but I don't know that I feel safe. And I used to want to be a police officer, back in the day. Went through the Police Explorer program, if you all remember what that was. But today I don't feel safe, even with the police and being a black man. So those are things that I struggle with, as well. But one of the things, guys, I wanted to, shift it a little bit because, those are some heavy topics that we're talking about. And I think, it's a good thing if we even, take our partners and go to the gun range and do some of those things, because those could be some of the relationship stuff that we do together.
By the way, my exes to the gun range and taught them how to shoot.
Did you really?
Yeah.
This is a BB gun, by the way. I don't want people to be like, man, Mel got a rifle by his desk. This is if you've ever seen a Christmas Story, this is the Red Ryder. You'll shoot your eye out, Ralphie. That's what this is, and it's for the raccoons that get in my garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, so Mel's an animal killer. He just said it.
Single pump action.
Here comes the mail.
It doesn't kill him.
Hate mail.
It doesn't kill him.
You got to shoot raccoons. They have thumbs. They can shoot back.
He just maims them.
Raccoons can shoot back. Okay. So guys, let's talk about I see these hashtags. I have a hashtag lover of life, right? And I see a lot of hashtags that are circling the internet that are pretty darn popular. And one of them that just struck my attention today, not for the first time, but it did, was relationship goals. Hashtag relationship goals. What does that, when you think about that, what does that look like today for you?
Totally opposite of where I am.
Tell me more.
I used to have relationship goals, but now watching all these videos and hearing what's going on out here, man, my relationship goals turned into business goals, and I'm kind of comfortable in that zone right now.
No, Randy, I got you, Randy. Don't worry about it. I got you. Love Doctor is here.
Love Doctor's your new handle now.
This is my new hashtag because of all my stellar track record over the last 3 years. So yeah, absolutely, Randy. So don't worry about it. We will take care of you. We will diagnose what's wrong, and we will assign a cure. That's what good doctors do.
There we go.
Is this a master class? I'm just curious. Is this
Robert, you're not allowed in the class. We rejected your application, Robert.
Nice.
And so with the relationship goals, women, often talk about what they want, in those relationships. And one of the things that we hear a lot is that they want a protector. And as men, we talk about we want somebody to provide peace for us. Has social media, in your opinion, guys, has it kind of screwed this whole notion of relationships?
Social media has screwed everything.
Everything.
Let's start there. Just like we talked about the posting and all of that. Social media has screwed everything, man. It gives people far too much access to your lives. There's no privacy anymore. But here's the reality of a lot of things, right? When we talk about protector, provider, and all of this other stuff. I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and she was talking about how, she never goes, she never pays for anything when she's dating a guy, or if he's expecting her to go half and all of this other stuff. It's just crazy and all of this other stuff. I said, okay, it's nothing wrong with having a standard. There's nothing wrong with having expectations. I get it. I said, but what do you bring to the table that makes it that goal gives you the right for that to be a requirement? She was like, well, I could be a prayer partner. I said, they got those at church. like what else you got? I could be a lover. We're not short on those. You know what I'm saying? Like really, what is it that you bring for you to command this high of a price tag from somebody that you're dating? It was a clip, and I don't know if we talked about it last week. A lot of last week I don't remember, because
I wonder why, because you was drinking out of the champagne bottle straight. That might be why you don't remember.
There was this clip of this guy where she wanted all of these things that a husband does before they were married. A protector, provider, and all of this. And you got to be all of these things for me. But when it's like, all right, here are the things that I need from you, she was like, well, that's a wife. That's wife's
Right.
responsibility. I'm just a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, so you get to test drive the car, but I don't. How do I know you even possess these things? You know, before, and baby, I'm not talking about you. I'm not. Hey, baby, I know you are. But yeah, it's like it's an interesting concept because there's so much that men have to do in order to get who they want.
Yeah.
And women are expected to be that person once he puts a ring on it.
Yeah.
Be that person, you know, once you're married. And it's like, I don't even know if you know how to operate in this capacity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's because women are always ready for a wedding and not a marriage.
Right.
That's the problem.
Also, out here in the social media world, people listen to these guys who are love gurus, and they don't realize it is not a one size fits all type deal when it comes to relationships. Every guy is going to be different. Every woman's going to be different. You can't listen to these fools and then take it to every guy and think, why isn't it working? Well, he's talking about stuff from his perspective. You need to take time to get to know the guy, get to know what he likes, get to know what brings him peace, get to know what makes him happy, because you already know what makes you happy. And I'm pretty sure you expressed it, but take your time to learn the stuff from him. So then you can go, oh, now I know how I can figure this out. Either you don't want to do it or you do want to do it. It's just that simple.
And most of the love gurus are gonna do what every dude does, tell you what you want to hear. They're doing the same thing that the dude in the club and on the street does. They're telling you what you want to hear and you're soaking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been Joe too. You know, what your man won't do. You can see how that worked out for me. But you know, so let's talk about, you know, how do you handle, I know Mel, you said this, but how do you handle it when women today are saying, well, you know, what do I bring to the table? I bring the table.
I own the company that makes tables.
That was actually pretty good.
I like that one, man.
Real clap for that one. That was good.
I like that.
That was good.
So, but you know, I honestly think it depends on who you are, what you want, and what you're willing to. I don't even want to say tolerate. Who you are and what you want, and really knowing what you want, because it gets to a point where you don't waste your time with people that aren't it. You know, I have the tough conversations up front. You know what I mean? Like, even before Monique, right? There were things that I would express right away. Here's what I am. Here's what I like. Here's my spiritual beliefs. You know, here's how I am about money, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Like, here are the important things now. What's your credit score? I need to know, right? And it's like, credit score, like, that ain't none of your business. Right. I get it, you know, but here's my Credit Karma right now. And what I'm not going to do is have somebody that makes horrible financial decisions and doesn't, you know, pay their bills and manage money well. So this could be fun or this could be future. You get to pick, right? You know, if it's just fun, keep your Credit Karma. I don't need to see it. But if this is future, I need to know if you got 30s, 60s, and 90s on that thing.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that's a great point, Mel, because we used to go back in the day in dating, we would ask people to see, you know, their medical records.
Oh, that too. Oh, I need that. I need to know your pedigree. Where that blood work at, homie?
Mel came out with a needle for a blood draw, basically, is what he's saying he did. You know, the little tube they take. She got out of fingers.
Glenn, be gone.
Sending it to the back office and getting it processed.
You may reappear.
Roger, what you're not going to do is keep picking me out of my show. Listen, that's what you're not going to do.
I am Harry Potter, just as long as you know that.
You black nerd. You are Harry Potter. You're right.
But do we, you know, speaking of that, I think that's great, Mel, to have those kind of conversations early on, because you will weed out people pretty quickly if, you know, they're not matching up with what you want, right? It's all about standards. And I'm not saying that, you know, if she has, you know, a 600 credit score, that I'm not willing to date her. But we do need to, you know, kind of talk about that in how you view money, how you look at it. But, you know, one of the things I want to go back to, though, is because women ask these questions. What does peace look like for you? If we had to tell a woman, this is what
them not asking so many damn questions, that would be the first thing. How about cutting your list of demands in half? That would be peaceful for me.
Yeah, that would be peaceful.
Telling me what you're not gonna do, telling me what you want, telling me what you think, telling me what you know, telling me what you don't know, telling me stuff that you don't know nothing about that you think you do. All of that, that's part of it. That would help, you know, that would bring some peace. Not talking about anybody in particular, first of all. I just heard some men say that, and I was conveying that because part of my job on The Cave is to give you the point of view for different men. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, I mean that. Tell me about that, Randy, about the peace.
I would like to say, learn how to talk to us different from the way that you talk to your friends. If you're coming home mad, you got a story to tell us, give me a fucking straight line. I don't need this shit. And you give me all this color. By the time you get here, I'm like, what the fuck did she say down here? Because I'm trying to figure out all of this shit and if it was relevant, have anything to do with anything. And then by the time I get here, motherfucker, you could have said this, this, and this, but you did this. And now I'm confused, and now you mad at me because I don't know where the hell the story was going. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. Like,
the jet lag is over. Randy is here now.
Hey, I'm saying, she's like, well, what was the point of you talking about Charlie? Well, I just wanted to tell you he was there. He had nothing to do with the story. No, what the fuck you tell me about Charlie for then? Like shit. I didn't need Charlie. Just give me the straight line shit. If
Is that
peace is simple for me. Make me laugh. Let's go have some fun at Dave and Buster's. Hold hands when we walk and touch my special place every now and then. That's all I need. I'm happy. I'm simple. I know how to cook. I know how to wash my own clothes. I'm good. That's it.
I think we found our first clip of the year for the new season. I can see the 30-second one now. Rod has already got it rolling.
I'm sorry. I've had arguments in the past where you ask one question and it's like 50 million things, and you're like, it's a yes or no. Like, what's all the other stuff?
You know, but relationships have so much compromise in them, and the willingness to understand how the other person communicates, how they think, how they need to be loved. You know, we talked about the 5 love languages on here before. I didn't grow up with money. Right. Mm-hmm. So when I got it, if I spend my money on you, if I'm buying gifts, like that's a thing for me, like, because I work hard to get to where I am in life. And if I spend my money on you, it's a thing, but it could be, I don't necessarily need people to spend money on me. It's nice. You know, I like gifts, but acts of service are so much more important to me.
But your love language can't be Mandarin. Because, you know, Mandarin has different meanings. Letters in Mandarin have different meanings depending on how you use them. And sometimes women use Mandarin for their love language. Yeah. I only meant this at one point in the relationship. Now I mean something different. That can't be your love language. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing. If you don't like something, tell us in the beginning. Because once it becomes a habit, you're going to be mad at us because now we got to break a habit. If getting slapped on the ass is something you hate, don't tell me after 6 weeks that you don't like getting slapped on the ass, because now I got a habit that I got to break. And now you're going to cuss me out about a habit that you let me form. Right. If you do something I don't like, I'm going to say, I don't like that.
The thoughts and opinions of Randy Stress, Glenn Murray, Robert Hazard, or anyone else appearing on this show do not reflect those of Mel Robeson and companies that he represents, contract with, or may sit on the board for.
Yes, they do. He lied. He lied out there.
He's lying out there. That slapping thing can be something, can't it, Randy?
What's that?
That's it. That slapping thing can be something.
Yeah, what Randy's means is you should communicate up front in the relationship.
Pretty much.
And let them know your likes and your dislikes early. That's what you need to do.
My love language is touch.
So you can reach his special place, his heart. His heart. That's a special place. His heart.
So it's touch.
It's touch.
It's touch. Okay.
It is.
Yeah. Mine is, well, So I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. This is my first time in the chair, so I don't want to not be able to come back.
Can your wallet be your special place? Like put something in it. I'm just asking for a friend. I'm just checking. You know, I'm just saying. I'm not extremely materialistic or anything.
But that brings up a question, Glenn. How do you feel if your partner makes more money than you?
Really good, Rob. Really good.
I was gonna say I dated a woman who made $250,000 a year more than me, and I've dated a woman who made $50,000 a year less, and I was the same person no matter what. The only thing I don't like, don't come to me talking that crap because you think you make more money.
Right.
Like, no, I'm still gonna be a man. I don't care how much money you make. It's still
right. And that's a problem. There was an article. We talked about this before. There was an article. Sometimes did article. All these single women in their 40s, and they bragged about one of them had a Range Rover, one of them had a house that I think cost $300,000, which really ain't a lot of house. Let me just be real about it. Haven't bought a house.
Unless you're in Old Hickory, Tennessee, then a $300,000 house could be a lot. Go ahead, tell your story.
You done, Mel? You done?
Go ahead, tell your story.
You don't want to do that, Mel. You done?
That's where we found Glenn naked walking in the street over his shoulder and his little knapsack thing when he ran away. But go ahead, Glenn.
Mel's gonna leave in about 5 minutes because visiting hours are almost over, and Monique's gonna have to leave Shady Acres, the senior home where she visits him every day and takes him to Walmart so they can do videos. But anyway,
so Randy, let me ask you this question, because you mentioned a woman who made $200,000, and that's great.
200,000 more.
200,000 more
than you. Yeah, I mean that's whoo.
She was paid.
Oh no, she was making a lot of money. Unfortunately, we had a lot of fun together. She just didn't know how to turn off the business part because she was so used to the guys that she dated before who were intimidated by how much she made. She didn't know how to just be herself. And I basically had to say, you need to get yourself healed or whatever before we can do anything. Because if you can't see by now that I don't give a damn how much money you make, you're still looking at me like them trying to wait for the change up, and it's like you meet me when you meet me. So yeah, that
wasn't about slapping on the. It wasn't the slapping part.
Yeah, it wasn't slap. She actually liked
okay, I was just checking.
So was there a lack of respect going on in that type of situation because she felt like because she made more money she got to call more shots? Do you think?
No, it never got to that point because, like I said, I'm going to be me no matter what. The problem is she was so used to guys getting intimidated, she would kind of hold back on how she would express herself because she felt like you were going to take it like she's making. And I'm like, look, it ain't about that. It's not like you going, I make more money, shut up. If you got an issue with something, you got an issue with something. Speak up, talk about it. I don't want you to not be you, be you. Just don't try to act like you're using this to control anything. Just be you. Because I'm going to be me, period.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if you don't lose yourself. But that goes both ways. If you make more, don't lose yourself either, because that doesn't make you better than the person. That doesn't make you superior. That doesn't make you know more. You just happen to be blessed at that moment. Because in the blink of an eye, that can change, and he can make $250,000 more than you.
Yeah.
So you have to realize and not lose yourself. Money doesn't define you. Money helps to shape you and make you think about things differently, but it doesn't define who you are in your heart.
Mel,
rich can be a jazz. Plenty of rich jackasses and really kind poor people.
Yep.
Yeah, money just makes good people better and bad people worse.
Yeah.
Right. It's a tool. That's all it really is. And the more you have of it, the better tool you have to handle issues and challenges when they pop up. But I've been with money and I've been without. And I'm genuinely and generally the same person. I might be able to buy some nicer things or have some more extravagant experiences based on a particular income level. But, when I was making a little bit of money, I still knew how to have fun and live my life and enjoy things. I might have had an alternator on my car go out and wait 2 weeks till I could fix it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or I still knew how to maneuver, and one of my buddies was talking about that. It was like, man, I remember the day if I had a car challenge You know, it was like, man, how am I gonna get this fixed? And now it's like, all right, well, put this car in the shop, go grab the other one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just different. But it doesn't, if it doesn't change who you are, and you know, and you're grateful because of it and where you've come, man. And that's really what it's about. How do you operate with money inside of a relationship?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is this a control mechanism for you? You know,
for you or for them? Because
for either, for either party, is it a control mechanism? You know, but the reason that I brought up the money and the credit thing in the beginning is I need to know how financially sound a person is, because, you know, Randy, like you say, the lady was making $250,000 more than him, but hell, if she was spending it all, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say I make $1 million and you make $2 million, but you spend $3 million a year, and I only spend $250,000 a year, then I'm better off.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a huge thing, man. That's why I had those conversations early. You know,
it is good to have those, because if your goal is to have a Chanel purse or a Gucci this instead of a house and some land, then we're going in two different directions. Because I'm looking for something that has longevity. I want to own acres. I want to own buildings. I'm not trying to sit here and spend $250,000 on a car. That's just not me. I'm gonna drive a Charger with $10 million in the bank. That's just me.
Yeah, if your value is tied up in whether you can go on a vacation to the Maldives, but then you can't come and make your bills. And to Mel's point, you got 30, 60, 90s, but you at the Maldives living your best life, hashtag living my best life, you have low value.
Or hashtag Birkin bag. You know, if they got a Birkin bag, you know, I am not.
Hashtag this is my flex.
Right.
Lawson, boss.
They got a Birkin bag, but they're living in an apartment.
Right.
So I mean, you know,
flex. Can I shift for a second?
Absolutely.
Man, I want to pull this up. I'm super proud of the coach of South Carolina who canceled the home opener against BYU. So BYU and Duke had a volleyball game, and somebody from BYU made some racial slurs to the black girls on the Duke team. And so the South Carolina coach was like, yeah, we not even gonna do a game against y'all in this climate or whatever. And I think that was a dope flex, man. I was so proud when I saw that. Like, yo, when that stuff starts happening and you start hitting them in the pocketbooks, because, you know, colleges make money that way.
Yep.
Well, the one that's going to lose the money really is going to be BYU, because South Carolina was a national champion.
Yep.
So to make that payday to go play them, which they probably were going to lose, they get paid a lot. If you know college athletics, to bring in somebody on your schedule, you know, to kind of help pad the win-loss record, you'll bring in a team, you know, Sisters of the Proud or some small school, help pad it. So they were probably getting a really good payday for them to shut that down. That said a lot, but kudos to Don Staley. It's like, okay, you stand for something or fall for anything.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, that's important. You just made me think about something that I want to ask you guys. And this is probably, you know, Mel, you could probably speak to it, you know, now that you're a married man and you're leading us all in the way of, you know, what marriage looks like or should look like.
What it should look like for me.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? Like when you talked about those hashtag couples goals.
Yeah.
Like, yo, everybody's stuff look different based on what you want, who you have, and what y'all plan on doing together. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. I mean, that
was a good point.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, I like that piece of it because, you know, people follow people that they think are on the right track, you know, with marriage and, you know, things like that, or spiritual and all of that. And everybody's got their own struggles, right? You know, and everybody does it differently. But I was listening to, you know, someone, and I may get it wrong, but I'll ask this question this way. He said, is having a fan or a cheerleader important to you? Fan or cheerleader in your marriage or in your relationship?
Both.
Okay.
I think it should be both.
So tell me why you think that, because, well, no, tell me what you think, and then I'll give you what I think he was talking about.
Yeah, so like a fan is somebody that is in admiration of me, right? A cheerleader is somebody that supports me and cheers me on and gives me that extra boost of confidence that I need while I'm out here fighting a fight. So I like both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like somebody that is going to be a fan and somebody that's going to be a cheerleader.
Yeah. I think that I may have gotten that wrong. Kay kind of gave it to me.
Hey,
same.
Robert, we're getting a feed from the halfway house. I think they're letting Sean have a call or something. I think it's him. Is that him?
So that's what I heard, how you was giving Mel a hard time. That's gonna be your theme for the new season. I just want you to know now, we hit back. So, just keep that in mind,
I ain't scared of y'all, okay? Y'all do know that by now. Y'all should know that after 3 years. I ain't scared of y'all.
Well, maybe you should. Maybe you should be. Maybe
I will start stuff. I ain't scared of y'all.
So tell us, because you said both, and I agree with that. You can have both, a fan as well as a cheerleader. What does a cheerleader look like to you guys, and why is that important?
Are you asking me or are you asking Mel?
I'm asking everybody.
I think you need to be different things at different times.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be my fan, my number one fan.
Yeah.
When I need that encouragement.
Yeah.
You need to be my cheerleader when I'm out there grinding and trying to achieve something. You also need to be my coach when you see me going astray and doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. You need to be able to accept those different personalities as well at the times when you need them. But I think you need to be able to reciprocate that. So it's not just about you giving me the glory. I need to be able to be your fan, your cheerleader, your coach as well when the time comes.
And a super strong key in that, though, is finding somebody that has those attributes, right? If that's what you want. For some people, they don't need the partner aspect of it, or the business partner, or the, you give me your ideas. They just need you to say, baby, you can do it. I believe in you. You know what I mean? Because you might operate in a field where they have absolutely no knowledge whatsoever, and they have no understanding, and their advice wouldn't be applicable for what it is that you're doing. And they just need that constant support to say, I don't know what the hell is going on, but I believe in you, and I know you're going to figure it out.
Here's what I hope I'm not echoing too bad. Here's what I've found to be really interesting. Everything that y'all are saying is 100% spot on. However, it also requires somebody that knows what those things look like in those situations. Like I've had a situation where in a relationship, a lady thought she was inspiring and encouraging me, and in actuality, I felt attacked and emasculated and judged. And so that's the other piece of that, is that somebody could be doing something that they've decided is what you need in this space and defined it that way, and it be counterintuitive to the way you experience that particular thing. And so I think that's a huge part of it. And then she may go back to her circle and say, I was trying to light a fire under him. And in actuality, and you going back to your circle going, she don't respect me, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, but you have to have maturity in your relationship to be able to talk about that. When you say this is what I feel. Because if you can't do that, then that person's not ready to receive that criticism back or that feedback back. It's not even criticism. It's just, hey, this is how I felt when you said it. So it's a two-way street of communication. If somebody's thinking they're encouraging you and it really feels like you're being pounded on, they've got to understand how they're delivering that feedback.
Well, I think also you gotta, especially when you're in hypersensitive spaces and places, you gotta have those conversations. What I've learned is you gotta be brave enough to ask some questions that maybe you weren't always brave enough to ask, because the answer was gonna require something of you that you really didn't want to have to deal with. But I've decided I won't ever have another relationship that I don't periodically check in and say, hey, how am I doing? You know, am I making you feel this, or am I making you feel, can you tell me the times when you feel the most loved by me, and can you tell me the times you feel the least loved by me? You know, and those are questions we don't want to ask, because we like, shit, okay, she don't feel love when I'm watching a football game. Damn, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I've just decided, man, that I'm going to ask the tough questions. I'm going to put myself in the tough situations if I think the other side is a better space for the two of us. You know what I'm saying? And then as the man, I feel like that's part of our leadership role, you know, is to be willing to take those L's for the long game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that we should kind of, you know, want to do, you know, really. And I wanted to say something real quick. I was listening in the car and enjoying y'all, even though, you know, it was good to be on the passenger seat. You know, you're in the car, you're usually driving, and you get to ride, and you be like, ooh, this riding is nice, you know. So I was listening to y'all, and I was laughing at Randy. What up, Randy Stress?
What's good, sir?
But you made me laugh, man, because you were saying, you know, what I need is simple. I need this, touch me here, touch me that, you know. And you told the story about the lady with the long, exasperating, you know, story, long pathway. And the first thing I thought was, okay, you need this, you just need that, you just need that. What if that lady just needs a man that'll listen to her crazy stories?
I've had relationships like that, and we got to the point where it's when you want to just vent, just say, I just need to vent. Because as soon as you say that, I know to listen to everything you say. I don't have to respond.
But my point is, no. My point is, what we all need is very unique, and we just need to find somebody that's willing to give us that thing. And
I think what Randy is saying, though, if it's not a bad thing if that's what she needs, as long as he knows his listening needs to be different if she's just venting. Right. You know, I tell my wife all the time, okay, baby, how am I listening to this? Like, is this something I need to know, remember, or do I need to do something after this? Or are you just telling me what happened today? You know, because she got some stories, and I just be like, okay, cool, it was a story. There's nothing for me to do here. Got it.
And that's fair, but I also think about the lady, and she may not know how cockamamie her stories are. She may
that's
think
where the
she's telling
communication
you,
part comes in, though, bro.
That's what I mean.
Just like you say, somebody could be saying something to you and you felt attacked and emasculated. There has to be room for that type of communication in a relationship to say, hey, you know, when we communicate, this is what I got, or this is what I need from you, or whatever. And as long, I say all the time, relationships fail because of unmet expectations and poor communication. Those are the two main things. People say, well, it's money, and no, it's really communication. Because if you had the communication about the money, then you would have, and the expectations about the money, it wouldn't even be a money issue, because you would have set those expectations and communicated from the beginning. So I think with those things, with the proper communication, anything can happen.
Mel is hitting some home runs today.
Go ahead, Randy. What were you saying?
I said Mel is hitting some home runs today.
Man, you know, he cooked some good greens today or something. Hey, let me say this.
He ain't drinking today. Let's just tell the truth. Communicate with him. He ain't turning the bottle up today.
Let's say this though, Mel. Can I add to that by saying effective communication?
Yes, and
okay.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Somebody just said, "Wife, I've been gone a minute." Yeah, you've been gone a minute.
Yeah. He's all married.
It happened over the break. But yes, Robert, I will say, I will agree, effective communication, but sometimes it gets to the point where you're learning somebody and you're learning what that effective communication looks like, because people have different communication styles.
Yes.
Right? So a lot of times in communication, I'll say, okay, so I heard you. This is what I just heard you say.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Parrot it back.
This is what I got from it. And they're like, no. What I'm trying to say is, right? But if I didn't say that, and they thought they were communicating effectively, and I thought I was communicating effectively, but we're both missing the point. Sometimes the communication is a process, right? Effective communication is a process, and getting there is a process.
And you know, and I think to what Sean was mentioning, I think it's great, is I think that we do have to have those check-in moments I learned that in therapy, and it was a great thing where I'm just going to sit and listen to you tell me your dreams, your stories, your aspirations, and I'm not going to cut it off. I'm just going to listen and take notes based off of that, and then maybe tomorrow I come back and tell you, here's what I heard you say, and we go from there. Because the whole thing that women want is they want to be listened to. I think you said that, Randy, and that's really important because it's said so often that we don't listen.
But sometimes it's the climate for communication.
Yes, I agree with that.
If I'm yelling at you, you need to listen to me, then everything went over here.
I had to learn not to be so direct.
Not you, Randy.
Hey.
Hey guys, we've got about 3 minutes or so to do this. It's been great thus far, but I really do think that, to your point, when should we have these sessions with our partners? How often?
It should start on the first date.
Okay, and then after that, we've kind of told you, hey, this is what's going on. How often should we? Is there a rhythm or something that we should? How am I doing? How am I serving you?
I think based on what the two of you think you need, like I've become a fan of putting all of that on the schedule. I don't think there's anything wrong with putting that on the schedule. One of my best friends got married in June, and
I did.
And he and his wife, my other best friend, he and his wife, about 6 days after you, he and his wife, they put all that stuff on the schedule. Like they plan a short trip out of town that's also a business meeting, and it's not a business meeting for their ventures. It's a business meeting about the relationship. They hash out how they're going to work out childcare. They hash out how, because he has children, they work out all that. They wrap it in a fun trip that's also got some love interlaced in there for them to enjoy each other. But they have everything like that, like on a calendar. These are the things that we can't neglect. These are the conversations we have to have. These are the spaces we have to make sure we step into for the long-term insurance of our relationship. And I'm all for us being brave enough to do that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, hey, maybe it's the last Friday of maybe every Saturday is the last Saturday of every month is date night, but that last Friday maybe better make it that Sunday based on how the date night goes. But that you talk about whatever's going on or whatever. I think
I like that, Sean. I think that.
I just got back. I only been a few minutes. I'm only gonna take so much so quick.
Hey, I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody want to finish this up? We've got a minute.
Nope, it's your show, Rob. Go ahead, wrap us up.
Okay. Well, hey, listen. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and listening to our show. I hope you guys picked up some great tips about relationship and that your relationship will be better as a result of this. I am going to turn it over to the head of the table, Love Doctor, to take us out of here, and we'll see.
Love Doctor.
Who was
Thank
that?
you, Robert. That's me, Sean.
Oh,
Not
I'm
you.
like,
It's me. So everybody.
I thought it was Mel.
No, it's me because Mel got.
Mel the only one got a wife that can say he.
We got 40. We got 40
Because
seconds,
he
y'all.
was on the show. Because he was on the show, he got married. So women, if you got a man that you want to get with, get him on the show, and it will help. It'll make them a better man, and you can husband him at some point or another. That's all from the cave. Join us next Thursday, 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. Until then, we're out.
We're out.
Good night, ladies.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.